All right. So today I'm just going to show you how my first CLI project works. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already CD'd into my project, so I'm just going to open it in VS Code like this. And now here, perfect. Here we have the actual project. So there we go. Now, what this is, of course, it opens up to all of the files that I created when starting this project, including the gem file, which lists the gems that I'm using specifically, as well as their source. We have the run file, which of course instantiates a new instance of the CLI so that the project will run, while requiring the environment file, which requires everything else that I need, including the gems, and allowing me to require all the gems very easily. And also this require all right here is allowing me to require all of the relative files within this lib folder. Now, beyond that, we have the object class, in this case, which is my activity class, because the purpose of my project is to assign a user a random activity to get them away from being bored, so to cure boredom. So with that being said, in my initialize method, we have a new instance of the activity being created with the particular attributes that I've assigned. So in this case being the name of the activity, the type, participants, and relative cost. So here we have the send method being used while iterating over each piece of the hash that's instantiated. We're doing that so that the specific attributes are pulled and presented later on when I use that data to show the user more information on the activity. That stuff is here so that if the given attribute accessors or attributes of the activity are present, the type, participants, and price, then it will present those. Otherwise, it will just sort of leave that field blank, and it knows to do that. So besides that, we have the API class also, which is just being used to get that data from the API. And we have this class method here, get data, that's able to be used later. And then further, we have the CLI class, which in my amateur language is basically where all the action happens and gets everything moving. And you can see some sort of preview of the information that we're going to see here when I run the project. So to run it, we're just going to enter ruby bin /run. It first asks the user for their name. My name is Katie. Now, of course, provided that the user's here because they're bored, they're going to enter Y to see an idea for an activity. And first we get a suggestion of go for a walk, which is great. So if I'm interested in that as a user, I'm going to enter Y like the prompt asked me to see more information. We can see that going for a walk doesn't cost anything. It requires only yourself at the very least for participants. They consider it a relaxation. It falls in the category of relaxation. And then of course it lists the activity name again. So now if this looks good, the user can either enter exit to get out there and get started as the prompt says, get going with that activity, or they can enter menu in the event they want to see a new activity. Now here we're going to enter Y, and it provides the user with another opportunity to go through that information for that activity, because it's highly possible they made a mistake and maybe didn't want to exit out of that. They still were curious about the information, or maybe changed their mind and do want to do that. So they get another chance to look at that before it goes away. And if they do in fact want to get a different idea, you can enter N. And here we get organize your music collection. You can do it again, get research a topic you're interested in. You can even hit it again, fill out a basketball bracket, watch a movie, and so on. So let's say I am looking to volunteer at a local animal shelter. Here again, there's a very minimal cost, probably just because it is a charity, as it lists in the type of activity. And again, it tells us it only requires yourself to do it at the very least. So that's some good information. I'm going to exit out because I think I'm going to get started on that as the user. And then you get a fun exit message. So that's how it works. And thank you very much.